homemade lava lamp with science. So let me go over what you're going to need for this experiment. You're going to need some sort of container. I just have a recycled water bottle. You're going to need some water, some oil, some sort of fizzy tablet. I just have some Alka-Seltzer tablets. Food coloring of your choice. I chose red because lava's red. You're going to need a funnel, and I also have a flashlight so that I can shine on the bottle to show all that bubbly magic happening. All right. Oh, and something to cover your surface, as usual. All right, let's get started. So you're going to take your bottle and your funnel, and you want to fill it about 1/4 of the way with your water. Not all the way to the top, just about 1/4 of the way. That's good. Next is to put in your oil. Now I'm not going to fill my container all the way to the top with the oil because I still want to add my food coloring. And we know that oil and water do not mix, and food coloring is water-based. So if I add the food coloring after I've added the water all the way to, the oil all the way to the top, it's going to take a while for it to creep down into the water layer. But I do want to show you the really cool kind of colorful explosion that takes place when it drips through the oil. So I'm going to put a little layer of oil on the water. And now I'm going to add my food coloring, just a few drops. And there they go. Is that pretty? And we haven't even made the lava lamp yet. It's very pretty. Now I'm going to finish putting in my oil. I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top because we do need room for the gas to have room to make all those bubbles. That should be good enough. Okay. So the next step is to take your fizzy tablet, whatever you're using. I just have this on hand, so I'm going to use this. And since this is a pretty small container, I'm just going to go ahead and add about 1/4 of a tablet. If I can open it. My hands are really slippy now from the oil. So break my tablet up into quarters. I'm going to pop that in. You ready to count down? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you should start seeing those lovely, bubbly, colorful blobs start happening. And there they are. So I'm going to turn my flashlight on. Get a better view of this. So what's happening is oil and water do not mix, but these little tablets, they sink all the way down to the bottom, and they produce carbon dioxide gas. And the carbon dioxide gas, it takes with it, when it's going to the top, those colored droplets of water. They go through the oil all the way up to the top, and then the bubbles release. All of that air is released once it gets to the top. And then that water droplet, it has to seek out the same density as the water. So it travels down through the oil again, reaches the water, and the process starts all over again. And you can just make this cycle go on and on and on and on as often as you want, just by adding more of these little fizzy tablets. It's a really fun experiment to do. Now when you're doing this experiment, because you are producing gas with the carbon dioxide here, with these little fizzy tablets, they're creating the carbon dioxide, do not put the cap on your bottle while it is activated with the gas. But after it's all done and all of the bubbles have finished working their magic, you can go ahead and cap it, and if you want to reactivate it, just add some more tablets. And after it's done, what would happen maybe if you put in some salt? Try that and see what happens. That might be a fun thing to do. Just get creative with it and see the other things that you can do with your bottle. Maybe add some dish soap to it. It's just a lot of fun to do. All right, my friends, I am going to finish playing with my lava lamp and get cleaned up, and I'll meet you back here in a second and we will work on a craft. So I'll see you in a second. All right, friends, I'm back and I am ready to work on our craft with you, and this craft is really fun. So let me roll up my sleeves a little bit because it does get a little bit messy. So what we're going to be making is, I thought it'd be fun to make salt dough fossils since we were talking about lava lamps. Thought that would be a fun craft to go along with the lava lamp theme. So what you're going to need is a bowl. You're going to need 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt, and half a cup of water. And you can let your project air dry for about 24 to 48 hours, or you can also put it in a 300-degree oven. Your grown-ups will have to do that for you. So if you want to go ahead and dry them out using the oven, you will need a cookie sheet and something like aluminum foil or parchment paper to line your cookie sheet. Okay, so let's get started. So you take your flour. This is just so easy. Just 1 cup of flour, and then half a cup of salt. And you can always reduce this recipe too if you don't want to make this much dough. And you're also going to need half a cup of water, and pour that in there and then give it a good stir. So you might be asking, well, what exactly are fossils? Well, fossils, they are the remains of fish, plants, animals that lived a long time ago. And traces of these animals were embedded in rocks and just different parts of the earth. And scientists use these fossils to find out more about our past and give us a glimpse into our history and what life was like. All right, so that's good. So now what you're going to do is take that and put it on your work surface. And then you're going to take off just little chunks, like circles. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you also need something to make your fossils with, don't you? So collect objects from around your home, maybe in your backyard, like ferns, rocks, twigs. I have seashells. Maybe you have some toy dinosaurs that you'd like to use. Whatever you'd like to use. And that's going to be the imprint for your fossil. So I have about that size. And I think I'm going to use this one. See what it has this nice shape. Makes a nice imprint. And then I have kind of a ferny type plant. Put that on here. Oh, that looks really cool. Wow, that's really cool. And there's my first one. So it looks like that. And I'm going to put that on my cookie sheet. And then I'll put that in a 300-degree oven. And about this thickness, it'll probably take about 20 to 25 minutes for them to dry. One more. This one looks pretty cool. Isn't that pretty? Looks really fun. So just be creative with this, and you can just put whatever you want into your fossil creations. And then after they're completely cooked or air dried for 24 to 48 hours, then you will have something that looks like this. And this is what they look like afterwards. Kind of looks like a hard biscuit, but don't eat them. Would not be very, very tasty. This one looks like a seashell, and this one has that snail pattern on it. And you can leave them like this, or what you can do is take any kind of Sharpie or paint or whatever you like. I just used a Sharpie and I went over my designs. I ended up with these. Isn't that pretty? And I just went in and just colored in the indentations from all of the objects that I used. So that was a seashell, and this one is the plant, and it was this seashell. That's pretty. And at this point, your grown-up can take some hot glue and put them on the back and put a magnet, and you can put them on your fridge. And there you go. That is our craft for today, and I hope you like it. I had a lot of fun doing it with you. It's a super easy one. I'm sure you have all this stuff around the house, and I'm going to go clean up, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you soon.